here we've got the phlox, and it's germinating beautifully. So I've brought it out into the polytunnel, because that's where I've got some room at the moment, just for the day, to give these guys a little bit of light. But I will take it back in again this evening, just because it's so cold at night. We want to encourage the rest of the seeds to carry on waking up. Here I've got a tray that is running about 2 to 3 days ahead of the other trays of phlox. I just wanted to be able to show you how quickly, once they're up and running, they grow really quickly. And the days out in the polytunnel or the greenhouse, back in at night, but just the days out, are doing a wonderful job of getting them to open their cotyledons. Now I've got plenty of seeds here, and I can see that I've got a few where I've dropped 2 in the cell. I won't bother pricking these out until much later. They're so small and so fragile. At this point, they're not going to do any harm whatsoever in sharing the cell. It's later on, when we run out of room, that we need to worry. But for the time being, I shall just leave them to get on with it. And again, back in tonight, and certainly during the cold spell. Don't want to ruin all our hard work, do we? You might like to see the stocks, which you saw yesterday actually, and the Rebecca. Now the Rebecca is out in the greenhouse permanently. However, it has got a fleecy blanket for overnight, and it is sitting on a heat mat. It's not set for very high. I think it's about 12 degrees. So as soon as the temperature drops lower than 12 degrees, the heat mat will kick in, just to keep them all happy and snug. But if you don't have a heat mat, look at them, they're so fragile, you will need to take them up to the house. See, little tiddler, still coming. A little bit of watering this morning, make sure everybody's got enough to drink. And look at all those plants. That is a sight, isn't it? Fantastic, so exciting. Going to check on the ranunculus. I'll be covering them again with fleece tonight. And look! First of the buds are coming. That is very exciting. I was going to tidy up any of the damaged leaves from the last cold spell, but I thought, do you know what, I'm going to leave them in place and tidy them up after this next one, because you never know, they might give the plant a little bit of protection if the frost hits this one, which is already damaged. But we've got lots of new growth, so it doesn't matter too much at all. So I just thought I'd give you a catch up on the Melope. I'm just tucking everything in for the night. And these are not on a heat mat. They're on top of the ranunculus. And I've just put everything together and then put some EnviroMesh over the top, just for a little bit of added protection. But they have been out for ages now. And you can see they're doing really well, getting really big, fast. My goodness me, you can feel the temperature suddenly start to drop. It was lovely earlier. Now, I just wanted to show you, I've pinched some of Neil's spikes, don't tell him. Because what I want to do is, when I put the fleece over the plants, they're quite big now, I want to elevate it slightly so it's above the plants, and that will give them a little bit more protection for this very cold weather that's coming. Can't copy what I'm doing in your greenhouse, perhaps it's too packed, then you could always do what I've done here with my cold frames. So these have been uncovered since the last cold spell, but I've just put the EnviroMesh over again today. Probably don't really need it until Tuesday, but if the weather's awful, then I won't fancy doing it. And also it gives me a chance to show you, so you've got a chance to take action. If you don't have any, this is EnviroMesh, the wind goes through it, so it's really good that even in a gale it doesn't really move. Just put a few logs on top. But if you don't have any of this, then you can always use an old sheet, a blanket, or a bath towel over your zippy, but you do need to make sure you take that off in the morning. This can stay in place until the cold spell is over.